Modded. Right guys, back again, episode 32. As usual, deadline for submissions is 13th of the month. Nice clear pictures and some build details. And first up we have Chan R. And this is a young fellow I reached out to online when I saw one of his blasters. It may be this one, I'm not quite sure. This is the Arctic Wolf. Obviously a upgrade, 3D printed upgrade kit for a Nerf Delta Trooper, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the utilitarian stock, the way he's done that, and even the front pistol grip. It could almost look like a pump action magazine fed shotgun. I love the look of it, and I'm definitely going to have to get one off him. He's also included this photo of all the pieces laid out, and he doesn't do anything by halves. There's lots of stuff here. He's a really creative printer, and he seems to take a lot of time with his work. And not only this one, which is gorgeous, but he's also got another one which he calls, okay, this is the Crocutter Mark II 777. Obviously an add-on kit for a, what do you call these things? A Raven. Very nicely done. Only a couple of images of that one. He sent me some images of the fly cage, but I'll chuck one of those in, but I don't see if you're going to get anything from that. And finally up, we have the Alolo 757. This is a Bullpup kit conversion for the action section of the Retaliator. In other words, the magazine housing and the pistol grip and that. And you whack this kit around it and build it into a Bullpup, which is a really, really clever idea. Very well done. The design, again, is top notch. He really knows what he's doing when he comes to design. Just enough detail to be interesting, not too busy. And it fits the design of this blaster really, really well. I've included a couple of detailed shots here. He takes his time, and he must have a really good high-end printer. Even that grey operating bar you can see, I spoke to him about it. I automatically assumed it was metal, but it's actually two-piece printed in, I think, if I remember correctly, he said ABS, I'm not sure. But he's designed it such that it can handle the stress, and it works, so well done. These kits, this one particularly has all the screw-in joiners, I don't know what you call them, your little brass things that you melt into the body that you can then screw something in. And they come with it. I'm assuming he's going to be trying to sell these online somehow. He hasn't given me any information on that, but keep an eye out. And he's even included a little movie of him shooting his this old Reese thing. Magazine fed, of course, short darts. Very nice smooth action, that. 8 rounds. Really nicely done. I have no figures on FPS, anything like that, so yeah, if you're interested, chase him up. Could get yourself a really nice blaster. Right, next up we got one from William L, and he says some pics of his X-Shot long shot. Now, the mods include a swapped mainspring for a K25 cut to about 18 rings, 18 inches of barrel, O-rings, air seals, OOD plunger tube, out of the fear of the original one cracking. Yeah, I've heard that a lot online. Flat black base with purple dry brush highlights. Built to use it, lots of fun. That's all I've got. And it's a gorgeous looking thing. I've always liked Bullpups, you know me. And this thing is really well done. The paint is an interesting combination of colours. This purple with highlights done in. A shot here of it in production. The orange red barrel tip at the end, you know, just after the muzzle, always useful, keep you safe. And it's he's got a good hand for dry brushing, that's for sure. He's done really, really well. Nice little thing. Got to get me one of these one days, but they're still not for sale in Australia. Okay, here we got one from Coffin Black Media, another regular submission. He says, this is inspired by the Mad Max universe. This non-functional wall hanger was done fairly simply with spray paint, old towels instead of brushes, which is interesting, I'll have to ask him about that, and some 3D printed accessories. The simulated wells on the saw blade mount are done with beads of bumper repair epoxy. The blade, skull, nuts, bolts and shells are from Thingiverse. Why the saw blade? Why the chain, he says? Well, canonically speaking, and I had to look up that word, it actually means referring or relating to church law. I'm really worried about him. He says, when you run out of ammo, you still got yourself one hell of a melee weapon. So I'm assuming it's chained to your wrist and you swing it around your head hoping you hit something with the saw blade. That's just crazy, but it sort of fits. Very nicely done. Straightforward, simple paint scheme, that's for sure. You know, as he says, it's a wall hanger. Take note of the bird skull stuck on the front of it, where the front sight should be. Sort of harks back to those plague masks, I feel. And he's just done a really nice, neat paint job yet again. The wear and tear on the sword blade is brilliant. Love it. I think a splattering of dark red paint for a bit of dry blood might enhance it a bit. But hey, everybody, you know, levels of gore, we all have to keep ourselves under control. XL10 Tactical. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's a 3D printed part. I don't know. And I've just noticed the Mr. Dead logo on the blade. Very nicely done. Yeah, obviously it would have to be a wall hanger because you wouldn't want to go outside with this. You would be Mr. Dead very quickly because it looks so real. But again, another great one from Coffin Black Media. He's such a creative modder. I look forward to his next one with a lot of trepidation. All right, next up we got one from a local guy in my neck of the woods in Perth. This is Tony L. I've been to his house and seen this one in person and guarantee it, the photos don't do it justice. It's a long strike mod into his version of steampunk. Now we've only got one photo of the finished piece, but the rest of it all is in production. But you can see how he's used all the existing bits and pieces and shapes on the actual blaster to stick hoses in and have cables going here and there, and the draw knob used for the cocking handle is quite cool. I feel he should have left that nice and shiny like it was. But anyway, he's done a nice, neat, straightforward steampunk mod. Maybe he could have dry brushed it a bit heavy to make it look a bit more metal, or maybe used a few different metallic shades, but everybody goes at their own pace. So as you work along, you've done it yourself, I'm sure. You've looked back at something you made a year ago and you think, oh, I'm so much better than that now. But this is still a really good interpretation of a steampunk rifle. I love the huge long scope. That just really sells it. Even it looks like he's got soda siphon bottles there at the back in the buttstock. So very nicely done. Really, really good work. And again, of course, another impeccable paint scheme. Right, it looks like it's going to be a long strike move. We've got another one of these coming up later too. This is one from DJ Willie. He says it's a long strike modification which includes a Retaliator plunger transplanted into the blaster to make it a direct plunger instead of backward. Okay, I never knew that, even though I've pulled one of them apart. Upgraded spring, 3D printed modified plunger catch, external custom paint job with 20mm barrel extension and a 40mm suppressor. Has made a massive improvement on the FPS. Okay, got no other information apart from that, but he's done a really nice, neat paint job again. Purple tiger stripes, love it, absolutely love it. He's picking out of certain detail bits in the brown, and it looks like he's even put a wooden block in the, or a painted block in the recess in the butt where the magazine holders used to go. Nice little addition. A little bit of orange on it on the scope. Probably not the safest thing to go running around outside with, but you know, all you have to do is make yourself another suppressor in bright orange and you're fine. Other than that, very nicely done. Always like the long strike. I've got to get around to modifying a few more of them, but this is really, really good work. And his painting is so neat and clean, and it looks as if there's a sparkle in the grey base colour, or it might just be the camera, but yeah, it definitely looks like maybe he's toothbrushed some silver over it or something. Really well done. Yeah, and I mean, the scope itself is really painted well. Very nicely done. All right, next up we've got a submission from somebody with one of the best names I've seen, Papa Bludgeon, another one from him. He says, a few months ago I found a box full of Nerf blasters on the side of the road. Well, good for you. Some people have all alike. One of those blasters was a Retaliator that I've converted to have a pump grip. The angle grip originally came with my Caliburn and I had to soak it in hot water to make it fit. Okay. It also supports a 7K worker spring with a new pusher that allows for the use of short darts. I've also finally made use of that prophecy barrel that I've got lying around. And that's it. No other information, but it does look kind of cool. A different look. The forward grip sticking out as far as it does is pretty amazing, but it still fits with the blaster. I mean, you could, say it's a guide to keep your hand away from the muzzle, despite the length of the barrel. I do like the rear stock. Looks like one of those sliding ones. I can't tell if it's Nerf or not, though. It does look a little bit different from the sort of thing they do, but I'm finding new bits and pieces with the Nerf logo stuck on it all the time, so who knows. But yeah, very nice, straightforward, simple mod. And these are ones, Retaliator mods are some of the easiest to do. All you have to do is, get some metal bars, attach it to the slide through the existing slots, and put a pump grip on it. And you've got yourself a pump action weapon. It's really, really simple. I would certainly recommend it to novice modders. Once you've done the basic spring upgrade and sealing with tape and lubricant and all that sort of thing, this is the next thing you can go on to, and you can have so much fun. And there are so many, if you've got a 3D printer, there are so many bits and pieces you can print to, lengthen your stock and foregrips and, all sorts of stuff. You could go nuts. Okay, next. Okay, here we got some genius from Edward W. again. He says it started as a Nerf Star Wars First Order blaster, then I cut a piece of gutter down the middle of the top, squeezed it together to form a triangle barrel, held it with black duct tape. Yeah, why use glue? If it works, it works. Had to cut a slot in the bottom and side to fit the pump in the clip, added a Nerf stock, then added a 3D printed sight I had left lying around. Added the wires, then a random 3D printed part above the wires. I'm good he's not so precise about things, it's great. The triangle at the front is cut plastic and extended with plastic straws. Wow, I wonder how strong that is, unless they're quite thick. I suppose you could run a bit of dowel down the centre of them or something. Anyway, the front pieces are Craftier Foam, I'm assuming that's a brand name, and some nuts and bolts. The lettering is done on my circuit machine. And again, brilliant work. He's just so creative with what he does. Love the colour scheme. Super safe to play outside. I'm assuming it can shoot darts. I have no information on FPS or anything, but it looks so cool. Really, really nice. And I've got to say, the game it was from, Helldivers, I believe, I've never heard of. I'll have to look that up. Okay, and I happened to pick up one of these Star Wars Nerf blasters in an op shop the other day and pumped it once, and the operating arm broke forward out of the grip, so I put it down and walked away. But I might go back and get it. Who knows? All right, moving on. Right, next in line from far, far away is Mark S. He says, sending greetings from Canada. Just wanted to show some of my and my son's Rowan's favourite blasters to mod. Originally a Nerf rival knockout, top right is my Zombie Smasher, single shot brass beach TKO, upgraded spring hits 180 plus. Wow. Bottom left, single shot brass breech stock spring 125 FPS. This is my indoor one. Oh, good. HVZ pistol. Yep, that's probably a lot safer. And the one on the right is my son's mod. Inline TKO, 4 shots, very consistent 125 FPS. All the paint jobs are done with rattle cans. And he says, Rowan has a nice touch doing the fade from one colour to another. Nice touch, I mean, it's amazing. I couldn't do this. Couldn't do this with a rattle can, and I have trouble doing it with an airbrush. I mean, this is pretty impressive. And also I understand from people in America, doing paint jobs is only a half-year thing with winter over there. You just can't find a warmer spot to do it. But these are beautiful. And 180 FPS from a pistol, my God, deadly. Looking forward to the next group. Thanks, mate. Hola, and here is one from El Nofo Loco. What a great name, and I'm probably going to be cancelled for that. But anyway, what he's got here, he says, is a spectrum integration. It's nothing crazy. Well, I would disagree just from this first image. A simple spectrum rewired with 16 gauge leads and a hybrid pusher from FoamMando as the core blaster. It has been cut at the barrel to fit in an Alpha Strike barrel and with some LEDs inside. Yeah, it glows really well. The stock is a functional crossbolt magwell for extra mag carrying. And it features little trinkets like wires for aesthetic purposes. This is not a simple spectrum rewire, and it's not little trinkets, it's gorgeous. How you did this is beyond me. Even the paint scheme is great, and a simple palette, green, blue, grey by the looks of it, a bit of black, and just sponged on, I'm pretty sure. This is just so well done, and taking the time to pick out the little recesses in the gunmetal colour. I believe that's even the crossbolt slide there on the front, just in front of the scope. This is absolutely brilliant. I love this. One of my first mods was a crossbolt, but it was just a crossbolt mod with the stock added. But this is absolutely gorgeous. You are just a genius. Absolute genius. I'm amazed. Oh, yeah, I love this thing. I am just so blown away by how tight and clean and sharp the paint is. That's amazing. And the little LEDs in the barrel, that's cool. That's really cool. Really, really brilliant work, mate. Brilliant. Looking forward to the next one. Right, here we go again with another rival knockout. This one is from Joe B. I think that's a westernised name. By the name I've got here on his email, he's somewhere in Scandinavia, maybe. And he says this was a Secret Santa gift for the very accomplished builder Tinkershot. It's a rival knockout rebarreled to Mega, and then had rival storage replaced with the front grip from a Lawbringer, painted to match Tinkershot's impressive loadout. The Mega barrel was originally going to be the breech from a Fortnite Heavy SR, but that failed to work, so I used one of the barrels from a tri-brake. I removed the air restrictor, but chose to leave the dart post in. How do you do that? I thought they were integral. I'll have to look at that. In general, I always remove dart posts, but I think in the case of the Mega darts, it actually improves performance. Yeah, anything can help improve the performance of Mega darts, I agree. But this thing is gorgeous little, what would you call it, a holdout pistol of last resort that you pull out of your boot or your pants or something when you're cornered. But this looks really good. I can easily see this being, you know, in a movie as a backup gun for somebody. Really nice, compact and tight. I'll have to search out some rivals. Really well done, mate. I especially like the just the overall shape and size of it. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. And here we have another great name, FoamMando. Pretty cool. He also has a YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below if I can find it and get it set up for you. This is a custom Strife Mark IV. It's wide with 18 gauge silicone wire, 22 amp switch, runs Meshel 2.0s with worker transparent wheels and a transparent 42.5mm cage. It's powered by a 2S lithium ion battery. It's painted using Duplicator automotive sprays and Citadel model paints. It was a gift for a service veteran as a thank you for his services and generosity to the community. Oh, okay. When I saw this first photo, I was absolutely blown away by the paint scheme. It's gorgeous. The colours just go together so well. Okay, I've just realised it's the same blue as Nerf used on their recent, how shall we put it, really poor quality series. I forget what they were called, but you know the colour. But this is gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. Orange tips, bits, pieces all over the place, safe to play outside. A master key underneath. Doesn't tell me what blaster that is, and I cannot recognise it off the top of my head. But yeah, the top of my head's not a great place anyway. It's just gorgeous. It's just a gorgeous blaster. I'm just going to go back to the first photo because that's all we want to see. That's brilliant. Love it. Absolutely love it. Right, next up we got one from JeremyZ, a regular contributor, and he says this is a Stampede Demolisher integration with a Hydro Dip paint job. I've been watching this one as he's been posting on Facebook as it's been coming along, and I've got to admit at the start it looked a bit rough around the edges, let's face it, but having finished it and the hydro dipping, it's brilliant. It just looks like such a futuristic type be put on a blaster. Really nicely done. He's still going playing it safe. He's got the orange muzzle. He just does some great mods, and he says, to tell you about it, he says it also has a pump grip from Rival Atlas, as well as a random aluminium pipe for the barrel that has a modified sling fire muzzle on it. The internal mods consist of a full rear wire to run a band blaster's cage, as well as a voltage meter display on the side. I built this blaster for Mr. Nason's Merge Master competition. This is just looks so good. He always has some really good ideas. He produces them so quickly. I don't know whether he doesn't work or whatever, but they seem to pop out on literally a weekly basis. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Well done, mate. Right, okay, here we go. This is one from the creator of the Ashby, which is a hyperfire stuck in the back of any other blaster, usually an ECS-10. This is a cosmetic mod of the Modulus Long Strike. See, I told you there was another Long Strike coming. By Gary A. This time I tried weathering and wear, but I don't think the tan and black carbon fibre look didn't work well for the weathering, other than to show a bit more detail. The wear, on the other hand, came out better than I thought it would. Another Halo-inspired build. This is a Hadron Light Sniper System HLSS3. This is a coil gun with an average range of 1600 metres, a little under a mile. Light enough to be carried comfortably, as the frame is made of gold beryllium ceramic that is lightweight but tougher than titanium. The HLSS3 comes with a bipod attached to the body, but can be removed for easy carrying or quick sniping. As the cost of weapon and the caseless rounds is extremely high, it is only available to Black Ops, but a lower cost version is being looked at. And again, another clean, perfect build from Gary. He hasn't embellished it too much with too many other bits and pieces. It's just a straightforward, painted up Long Strike. What he has done, though, and I remember speaking to him over Messenger or something about this, is the carbon fibre look. I thought it was a carbon fibre stick-on vinyl, but he's actually just painted it and used vegetable bags held over the piece and then sprayed a black over it to leave this hexagonal look. And it's just such a simple method, and it's come out so well. You know, you'd have to really, really look at it to see, you know, anything. And yeah, I'm just amazed at how good it is just looking at it again. He's such a talented painter. This is just great. I'm in awe of his work, and you should be too. It's bloody brilliant. Looking forward to some more, Gary. Looking forward to some more. Well done. Well done indeed. Okay. Up finally we have, okay, this one's from NoahNerf, and the email is called Hades Wrath, but he says this is an X-Shot Longshot Pro dubbed the Black Widow. So we're going to be calling it the Black Widow, I guess. Okay, his mods are internal ratchet rail removed, 14k spring upgrade, 14k, that's monstrous. Upgraded to a metal plunger tube, you'd have to with that spring. Upgraded to metal catch, ditto. 16mm OD times 600mm long barrel. Custom printed silencer and angled foregrip. 1 times 40mm red and green dot sight. Goodness, oh yes, there it is on top. I recognise that. I've ordered them online, which is a laser point apparently. 45-degree offset iron sights. New thicker O-rings. Clean, fresh silicone grease. And the paint is a deep red metallic gloss and clear coat and a matte black clear coat. Wow, it's pretty spiffy looking. It almost looks like it's anodised aluminium, the paint. And I like even the quirky little thing of the foregrip that's angled off to one side. This is gorgeous. Really nicely done. I've got to get me a long shot. Don't know how, but I'll get one day. Well done, NoahNerf, and your Black Widow or Hades Wrath. I'm not sure. Okay, guys, that's it for this time. I'll see you all next time. Take care, be safe.